everyone. Welcome to the Growth Language, where we explore the way we think, the way we speak, and the way we grow. I'm really excited about today's conversation because this is something almost everyone experiences, but very few people talk about honestly. 3 months pass, and suddenly you realize you didn't actually do anything you planned to do.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that realization hits hard. You look at the calendar and think, wait, how is it already 3 months later?
Exactly. At the beginning of those 3 months, you probably had plans, maybe even big plans. New habits, new goals, maybe learning something new, improving your life, getting healthier, becoming more confident. And then, somehow, life just moves forward without you.
Mm-hmm. And the strange part is, most people don't feel like they were doing nothing. They were busy, scrolling, replying to messages, watching things, working, thinking about what they should do. But somehow, nothing actually moved forward.
Yes, being busy and actually moving forward are two completely different things. And I think this is where many people quietly struggle. They don't lack intelligence, they don't lack dreams, they just slowly fall into what I call comfortable delay.
Comfortable delay. That's a very polite way to say procrastination.
Yes, but it's a slightly deeper version, because procrastination sounds like laziness, but many people who delay their goals aren't lazy. They're thinking a lot, planning a lot, imagining a lot.
That's true. Sometimes they're even researching how to start, watching motivational videos, reading about habits, listening to podcasts like this one.
Hopefully, this one helps a little more.
Hopefully.
But here's something interesting. When I was younger, I used to make very detailed plans, like extremely detailed. New notebooks, clean schedules, perfect goals. I would write things like, starting Monday, new routine.
Oh no, the famous starting Monday.
Exactly. And Monday would come, then something small would happen. Maybe I woke up late, maybe the day felt off, and suddenly my brain would say, well, today isn't perfect anymore. Let's start next week.
That sounds painfully familiar. It's amazing how our mind turns tiny disruptions into full excuses.
Yes, our brain loves comfort more than growth. Growth requires uncertainty, effort, possibly failing. Comfort just requires staying the same.
You know what's interesting? Most people think the problem is motivation. But after watching people for years, I think the real problem is clarity.
Explain that.
When people say, I want to improve my life, that's too vague. The brain doesn't move toward vague goals. It moves toward clear actions. For example, I want to be healthier. Okay, but what does that mean today? Walk for 20 minutes? Drink more water? Cook dinner instead of ordering food? Without clarity, days disappear.
That's such a powerful point. Because if you ask someone what they did in the last 3 months, they'll remember events, but they won't remember progress.
Exactly. And that's when the uncomfortable thought appears. Where did my time go?
Time is interesting because it never feels fast while it's happening, but when you look back, it feels incredibly fast.
Yeah, 3 months can disappear quietly, but 3 months can also completely change someone's life.
That difference usually comes down to something very small, daily movement. Not big dramatic changes, just small steps, repeated consistently.
And the funny thing is, small actions look boring. People want big transformation, big motivation, big moments. But real change looks very ordinary.
Very ordinary. Reading 10 pages, walking every day, practicing a language for 15 minutes, writing one idea.
And after 3 months, those tiny actions become something real. A stronger mind, a new skill, a healthier body, confidence.
Confidence is a big one, because confidence rarely comes from thinking. It comes from doing small promises to yourself and keeping them.
That's actually huge. If someone listening right now feels like the last 3 months disappeared, the worst thing they can do is feel guilty.
Yes, guilt freezes people. Reflection helps people.
Exactly. Instead of asking, why am I like this? Ask, what is one small thing I can start today?
Not tomorrow, not next Monday. Today, even if it's very small.
Because momentum doesn't start with motivation. It starts with action.
You know, someone listening right now might be thinking, it's already been 3 months. But here's something important. The next 3 months are coming anyway.
That's such a powerful thought. Time moves forward whether we participate or not.
So the real question becomes, 3 months from now, do you want to look back and say, I stayed the same, or I finally started?
And starting doesn't need to look impressive. It just needs to be real.
Exactly. Real effort, small steps, consistent days. That's where growth quietly happens.
That was actually a really meaningful conversation.
I hope someone listening today realized something important. It's not too late to start again.
And maybe the next 3 months will tell a completely different story.
We'll see you in the next conversation.
Take care, everyone.